Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today it's going to be makeup tutorial day, and of course I'm going to be using the Natasha DENONA palettes because that's pretty much what we've been doing all this week. So I'm going to end this week with a tutorial. I haven't decided which palette I want to use yet. I honestly don't even know what makeup look I'm going to do, but I'm just going to jump straight into it and we can kind of figure it out on the way. I'm gonna do my brows first as usual. Today I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist. I feel like this is the only thing I've been reaching for to do my brows ever since I hauled it. Now before I clean up my brows, I'm just gonna put on a little bit of this Nivea Men's Aftershave Balm. I just like it. Now I'm gonna just go into the shade just beside it, and that's pretty much my, my skin tone. And I'm gonna use that one to clean up the top part of my brows. So for foundation, I'm gonna mix two. Again, this is the same combo I wore last week or in that video. I pretty much use it all the time. I just love this brush for my foundation so much. It's the Bdellium 957 brush. It's just my favorite kabuki brush. It gives me such a flawless airbrush finish to my foundation. I just have not found anything that works just as good. Anyways, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick. Contour my cheekbones, my forehead, under my chin, and that's it, right? And that's it. Okay, so before I go ahead and merge those two together, I'm going to do some highlighting. So first I'm going to go in with the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. This one is in the shade SX08. I'm going to use that a little bit. Oh, let me adjust this mirror. I'm going to use a little bit of that sort of down here. Not so much in this area because it does crease, but more, down this side. I guess I could use the other concealer all over, but this one is such a full coverage concealer. It will last you forever. Like my Nars one, I'm gonna use right up here. This one is very expensive, and they're both pretty expensive for what they are, but this one is more bang for your buck because this will last you so long. Like I've literally had this for so long. This one, I think maybe $20 difference, and this will last you for probably a couple months if you use it consistently, but this one will last you for years. So anyhow, the point is that I'm going to more use this to highlight. So before I go back in with my foundation brush, I'm going to go back in with my, contour brush for a bit and just kind of diffuse those lines a little bit so they merge together. And to set that down, I'm going to use my powder. This is the Ingot. I always forget the number of that. Once again, blend out before you set with your powder. And I'm going to use that Ingot powder to kind of, set this in place. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with this powder by MAC. It's one of their mineralized skin finishes. This one is in the shade Medium Tan. And I'm going to use my huge powder brush by e.l.f., my favorite. And I'm just going to load up that brush, but, tap the excess in the the mirror section, and I'm pretty much gonna set the entire face now with this powder. Okay, so I'm gonna now take my Jordana banana powder. I'm just gonna apply a generous amount, especially under here, For one, I have not done my eyeshadows yet, so I don't want any fallout to ruin what we've already done. Oh my God. Oh, see? This is the stuff you shouldn't inhale. Like, that's not good for you. I'm gonna put a little bit here as well, just to clean up that contour line. So I'm gonna now move on to the eyes. So I'm gonna bring you guys a little bit closer and yeah, we'll see the eyes. The first thing I'm gonna do is just prime with a little bit of soft ochre paint pot. And I'm just gonna use that brush just to set the top part of it. Okay guys, so as you all are aware, most of the shades in the Natasha Denona palettes are shimmery. So what I'm going to do is kind of go into some of these matte Makeup Forever shades that I do have in this palette. And the first one I'm going to start off with is M650. And I'm just going to use that sort of like my transition shade. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the Natasha Denona palette, and I'm going to start off with the shade Sandstorm. It's this gorgeous, you know, warm shade at the top, and I'm just going to work that through my crease just to define it a little bit more. The two matte shades I could say is in this palette. What I like about them is that they blend. They're very, very easy to blend. Like, these don't swatch very well because they're very powdery and they do kick up a lot of product, which is kind of like a pet peeve of mine, but there's so much pigment that I guess it comes with the territory. Like, literally guys, I'm taking my brush and I'm just tapping it. Like, just literally, you know, like tap into the eyeshadow, and that's what I'm working with. If I do it just the way I would do every other eyeshadow, I would just have so much fallout. So I'm just gonna work that in the crease just that bit. Now we're defining it. So you see what I mean with those shadows? They blend so easily, but you just have to be careful how you pick them up, because if you just kind of dig your brush into them, they are going to be a fallout mess. So I'm just literally tapping my brush onto it, and like, I kid you not guys, these eyeshadows, they blend. They don't swatch the best in the palette, but they blend so easily. They're not patchy. They're very, very, very smooth. And at first I was just worried because I was like, okay, am I gonna run out of these two matte shades before, you know, the other shades? Because they're colors that you do use all the time, right? But the more I use them, the more I realize that you just need to just tap your brush into it and you have color. I'm gonna go back in with that brush. Like, look at that. It diffuses even into that Makeup Forever shadow so well. Like, look how easy it was for me to clean that up. Like, some eyeshadows you're sitting for days just like blending. These you just kind of, you know, even if you brush it, it just blends. Really nice. Like, look at that. Okay, let me do my brow bone. There isn't a brow bone highlighter in this palette for my skin tone. So I'm gonna go with Naked Pigment by MAC. And I'm just gonna use a little brush, put a little bit on it, and put on my brow bone. Naked Pigment by MAC, it's one of those products, right? Like, you don't pay much attention, and then you go back to it, and you're like, literally, why don't I use you more often? Why? And the reason is because it's a pigment. It's a pigment. Always forget about your pigment. Like, that is so pretty. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the dark brown in the palette. That shade is Arizona. It's the other matte shade. It's like a, did you see that? Yeah, that shade. It's like a dark brown. Same thing, not just, oh, you know what? That shade layered on top of this, I mean, I tell you guys, look, look. If you think I'm just sitting here like kidding you guys, like these mattes don't swatch the best, but they blend themselves. Okay, so Makeup Forever again, and I'm gonna use this dark brown here. It looks like a black, but it's actually a very rich dark brown. And I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush. This one is the 221 from MAC. And I'm just gonna smoke that out. Maybe I'm just having a good blending day. Like the way even the shade is layering on top of that shade is just like, it's making me just happy right now. Oh, I just love this. Okay, so for the waterline, I'm going to be using Teddy Lip Pencil by MAC. This is just a bronzy shade. If you have a dark brown, pretty much same thing. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in with a little bit of Sandstorm. That's that first shade or second shade we used in the crease. And I'm just going to use that to blend that out. I've so been opting for dark brown, anything dark brown in the waterline nowadays as opposed to black. I just feel like it just looks a lot more subtle but still sexy at the same time. I love it. So I'm gonna go back in with that dark brown. My card was full, so I'm not sure where this cut off, but I'm going back to that black and brown from Makeup Forever. And I'm just gonna press a little bit, you know, on that lower lash line, very close to my lashes. Okay, so for lid shade, honestly, I wish I could just put them all on my lid right now, but I think I'm gonna go with this shade here. It's called Sienna. It's the shade right there. This shade right there, that's the one I'm gonna use, Sienna. Oh my god, this shade is so pretty, and it's a dual chrome as well, and I love a dual chrome. Okay. For my base, I've never actually used this as a base for these stuff, but I'm gonna try today. This is the MAC 24-Hour Extended Eye Base. I usually use my Mix and Medium by MAC as well, but today I think I want to try this. I want to see how it works with, you know, a base like this. And I'm gonna kind of use that to clean up the line as well. And then I'm going with the MAC 242 brush, and I'm gonna pick that shade up and pack it on the lid. Oh my gosh. Can we talk about this eye look right now? Like, it's everything to me right now. Oh wow. There's just like no creasing going on with my eyeshadow right now. This eye base, it did me right. Okay, people? It did me right. And I'm quite happy with it. I'm looking for that little brush that I use. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of tap over that area and just make sure that you don't really see where your lid shade begins and your crease shade begins. So they kind of marry each other and look, you know, like they actually like each other. Okay, I have no fallout, guys. I kid you not. Like I have no fallout on my face right now. But anyhow, eBay lashes. I think I probably paid $2 for these lashes. They're really thick, so I don't know how they're gonna go with this look, but I just kind of felt like going a little bit dramatic with my lashes today. I don't know why. I'm trying to make sure these lashes are as close to the lash line as possible because I'm not wearing any liner. And the band is on the thick side. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of this color from the other palette. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a brush now that I want to use to do this. Honestly, this was one of the shades that when I saw this shade swatched, I was like, I love that shade. It's such a boring shade though, but it's just so pretty. It's called Golden Beige from the purple palette, this one right here. I had it on my lid last night or a couple days ago. Oh my god, I love this eyeshadow so much. That's the one I'm gonna use. Ooh, see? Like just the tiniest bit. And I'm getting like such a nice brightened inner waterline or inner corner of the eyes. Okay guys, so that is it for the eyes. Let's move on to the rest of the face and wrap this look up. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is just to brush away all that excess powder. And I'm gonna go back in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder. And just gonna use that just to, you know, tidy up a bit. And I'm actually gonna use that to contour my nose as well. Okay, so for contour today, I'm gonna use this little blush here by MAC. It's called Swiss Chocolate. So I'm just gonna put it on and just, you know, let the top part blend it out, but keeping most of the color right there. So for blush, I'm gonna use this one by MAC. This was the collaboration that Rihanna did with MAC, speaking of. Can't get her song out of my head. Anyways, Bad Girl Gone Good is the blush. I just want something that is going to give me like that bit of pop. Nothing, you know, nothing too much. For highlight, I'm gonna start off with the this duo by Nars. This one is Jubilation. I feel like I'm gonna need another one on top of it. So there's like a goldy one and there's like a rose gold one. I love the rose gold one. So I'm just gonna start off with that on the tops of my cheekbone, blending it into my blush. And I'm using this Morphe M510 brush and just kind of, you know, make those cheekbones stand out a little bit more. Then I'm gonna switch my brush and I'm gonna move to the Laura Gellar Gilded. Okay, so this one I'm just gonna keep it mainly at the very, very tops of my cheekbones. Oh, I love this right now. Oh, forgot the down the bridge of the nose. And a little bit at the very tip of the nose. So to set this, I almost said to fix this, to set the foundation, oh my god. Okay, I'm getting tired. Okay guys, so to make everything come together a little bit more, we're gonna set our face. This is the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix, and I'm just gonna, you know, spritz it all over. And let that dry. Okay guys, so I decided to put some clothes on. Oh, my hands are dry. Oh, it's cold. Anyhow, for lips, as I said, I wanted to go with this lip color here. This one is in the shade Quite the Standout. It's from MAC's you know, liquid lipstick line. And for lip liner, of course, I always go in with a lip liner because especially when you're using a shade like red, this one is actually a orangey red. I just like to line my lips first because, you know, it's very easy to go outside the lines if you don't line your lips first. Okay, so for lip liner, I'm going to be using the ColourPop lip liner or the lippy pencil in Click, like Click. Okay, this is the first time I'm using this shade. If you guys did watch my lip swatch video of the MAC Retro Matte lipsticks, this wasn't a part of it. I just got this one maybe a week and a half ago or maybe a week ago. Okay guys, so that is it for this week's look. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I absolutely love it. I have not rocked a red lip in a long time, and this is the type of red lips that I love, sort of like that nice bright orangey red, and I'm so in love with this. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.